Hello everybody, this is Robin, Dudley House, the Artsy Bohemian, coming to you from my studio in Los Angeles, California. I am going to show you how to make this adorable pencil holder. It has a little bit of a shabby chic feel to it. It's pretty quick and easy. It only took me a whole day to figure out how to do it. So I took all the guesswork out for you. What I did was I don't know if you guys do this, but I am constantly coming up with ideas, and usually it's either when I wake up in the morning or right before I go to bed. So I try to write everything down, and I write it down in a journal, and that's what my journaling is just writing down ideas for things to make. So this was one of the things that I thought of, and I thought, I don't think I've seen it anywhere. The methods I'm going to be showing you probably aren't new either, but I think it's kind of a fun idea to make your own pencil holder. Anyway, so I'm going to move the camera out a little bit. So I initially used, again, one of the Target vinyl pockets, but I'm not really sure if it's a great idea because it's pretty narrow, and the wider ones are too short. So I'm gonna make another one very similar to this, but with just a pocket made from fabric, and I'll show you alternatives to sewing. So what you're gonna need is some cardstock. I'm using the painted coffee dyed, or actually it's tea dyed cardstock with a bit of gesso on it. Though G-Care, I think that's how you pronounce her name, shows this technique, and she uses this quite a bit, and I love having it in stock to play with. You're going to need a little bit of lace and some washi tape and some fabric and some vintage text from a book or music paper or whatever. And there's a little bit of sewing, so I'm going to kind of show you what I did here, and then I'm going to go sew it, and then I'll come back. I also cut some velvet and put a little button on it, and we can use some ribbon and some ink. I'm using some Tim Holtz vintage photo ink and a sponge. So what I figured out was I kind of looked at the anatomy of a pencil pouch. I love these because they attach to a journal, and so you'll never lose your pencils. That one's a little bit big. I made it a little bit smaller, a little bit more petite, and I did put a elastic on it, but it's a little, I don't know if I really like it, so I'm going to try something different in the tutorial, something that would be an alternative. I mean, you could do this if you're a seamstress. You just make a casing and then you put the elastic through it. This is some sari silk, and then I did some collaging on the back here because I kept making mistakes. So what I did was, I'm like, okay, what if I wanted to use this journal as a receptacle to hold the pencil holder? So what I did was I took a piece of elastic, and I figured out how much I needed to fit on the book, and then that kind of determined how big, what the measurements are for the whole pencil case. So that's kind of what you're going to do too. This one I believe is 3 by 7, so if you wanted to do the same formula, you could. There's 2 pieces to it, and I'm going to show you what I did, but the first piece is 6 inches, and then the second piece underneath it is actually, I think it's 7.5 inches by 3. So there's 2 pieces, and they're going to kind of go together like this, and then this is going to go on top. And on this one, I had just, because this is self-adhesive, this vinyl strip, I just stuck it on the piece of fabric here after I had sewed it down, and it sticks pretty good, but really you can't put much in there. I mean, I tried putting a pencil and just like one pencil or one paintbrush, and it kind of started coming undone. So for right now, I'm just going to be using it kind of like that. But the rest of it, you can put a couple of pencils and paintbrush. I even had some scissors in there. So, you know, it's kind of a fun little project to do. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut those pieces. You're going to cut a piece of cardstock. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be, you know, cardstock from a cereal box if you want to, because you're going to cover it. I Mod Podged some old text onto the cardstock like this, and then this is the other piece that's going to go on top, so that's going to go down like this, and I'm going to sew this on the sewing machine, and I'm going to leave it open on the top so that I can put pencils and stuff in it. There's going to be 2 pockets. This one is going to be open up at the top as well after I sew it down. I'll be right back. Okay, so I made a boo-boo, and I think that's probably good because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to make it better. So if you're going to be doing this and you're going to be using this as a pocket, you need to sew this to this scrap of cardstock first before you sew it down. Duh, sorry, I didn't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hot glue it down. I think that'll be fine. And that's, you know, for those of you who don't sew, you can just hot glue it down, because we're going to be covering some of this up anyway with some lace. So if you do want to sew it down onto the cardstock, sew it to this first, and then sew this cardstock to this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and hot glue that down. And I'm going to just do a little dab here in the corner just to grab it. That's a stray cat, if you can hear it. Of course, it's meowing when I'm doing a video, which is really irritating. We feed some stray cats around here, and this particular one is very noisy. And do this side, and then it should be done. I just wanted to tell you I have a special going on until the end of today, which is July 30th, 2019 at Pacific Standard Time. I have an online class that I'm launching. All the bonuses will go away after today. The class will still be available to purchase. It's just that I have a couple of different bonuses that you might be interested in, and I'll put the link down below. So, I mean, even with that, that's still kind of a tiny pocket. You can't put much in it, but I kind of like it. I like both of them, but like I said, you're kind of limited to putting anything in this narrow pocket. That's really cute. I like the way that came out. And then this, of course, is a pocket up here. We're going to be putting some washi tape here just to reinforce this, because when you sew cardstock, you can't really go back and forth on it and make a knot like you would on fabric. So we're just going to reinforce it with some washi, and also with some a strip of lace. glue that down. This is such a hot, hot glue gun. Very hot. I don't know if I really like it. So you have that, and then I did do some stitching up at the top too, and I cut the corners. And I already sewed, just took some velvet, and I made like a little embellishment with a hand sewn button on there, and I'm gonna put that to the side. And then this is some just cheapy, you know, trim that you can get. I think I might put that on there first. And I think I probably got it at Michael's or something. But it looks pretty here, I think. Could put rickrack. Let's see if I want to do. I think I'm going to put this first, and then. Again, everybody, thank you for subscribing to my channel and supporting this channel by watching the videos. It's always nice to read your comments, your nice comments, and I appreciate all of you. I might have a giveaway at some point. I'm not too far from 3,000 subscribers, so that might be a good time to have a giveaway. I'm not sure what I would give away, but figure something out. So the other thing I was thinking of doing, instead of adding an elastic cord, is two things. You wanted to, because you know this is a little flimsy, you want it to be kind of flimsy. You don't want it to be so stiff that it's it won't hold, it'll be too stiff to like put anything in the pockets. So one thing you could do is you could make a casing on the back of this. A casing is just something for you to slip something else in between. So I thought I would take some lace, which I'm pretty sure I had here, unless it fell on the floor. And maybe I'll do this. Let's try that, because I can't find the stupid piece of lace that I had. So if I had the lace with me, of course I'm probably going to find it when I'm done. That's so irritating. I cut this vinyl piece, and I'm going to take a piece of ribbon and run it through the vinyl, which is the casing. Hopefully I might be able to kind of squish it up there. The other side, and this will run through the casing, and then you can just tie it to your your book, to your journal. And it just adds another decorative element instead of making a casing and then slipping the elastic through it. The other thing I was thinking of is if you wanted to, this is probably a little bit too skinny, but you could also run this through the casing on the back and it would be elastic, you know, just like a traveler's journal. And that would slip over the front as well. These could also be inserted into your journals. They'd be a little bit bulky once you started putting, pencils and stuff in them. But that's kind of cute too. I like the way that that looks. So let's just see how this works. So this is a little bit short, but I think that would work. You could put it up at the top or at the bottom, the bow. And I'd make it a little bit bigger than this, but I think you get the point. And there you go. And you have a cute little pencil case. Then what I did was I just glued, just with regular white glue, some lace on the edges, and so that's completely optional if you want to do that. And these are cute. This goes in there like that. You can put some scissors and just take it to go, and it's portable, so you can take it wherever you go. I hope you enjoyed that. And don't forget to look up the information on this adorable new class that I have at my online school. It's called Bohemian Old World Miniature Journal, and I show you step by step how to make this. Like I said, the bonuses are going away by midnight tonight. But again, you can still purchase the class. It's just you won't get the bonuses that go along with it, which includes a free class, so you get 2 for the price of 1. A $5 coupon towards one of the kits for the class, and then a chance to win one of the kits. So thank you so much. Thank you for leaving nice comments. Please subscribe and click the bell if you want to know when the next tutorial is, which is every Tuesday. Bye.